So welcome to this webcast with Terranet Q3 2022 Interim Report and Product Development Update. My name is Magnus Andersson, and I've now been the CEO for Terranet for 2.5 months. So let me start with giving you my first impression. I must say I'm very impressed about the competence in the company. I also see that there is a huge potential for BlincVision, and the need to get it out on the market is really great. And this is much more than I could ever imagine when I started the company. So in terms of the agenda for today, we will of course go through some financials for the Q3. Then I would like to highlight some of the activities that has happened during Q3 and after the period. And a little bit talk about the focus areas going forward. And last but not least, our CTO Nihat will also give you some product development updates for BlincVision. And this webcast will be available on Terranet's website and also the YouTube channel afterwards. So in terms of the financials for the Q3 follows the patterns as previous quarters in the year. And as you know, we are in a product development phase. So really to keep an eye on the cash position and the cash burn is the most essential. And the cash burn, operating cash burn was slightly lower than previous quarter. And also due to summer months included, but also in line with our plans. In Q3, we had end of Q3, we had a cash balance of 35 million Swedish kronor. If we look at the capital injection, we have a warrant program planned early next year, the TO5B, which will give us some capital injection during the spring. The board, of course, is also continuously working on securing the long-term financing for the company. And I feel very comfortable that and confident that we will be able to secure the finances needed to launch the product in the market. And if you want to look at more about the financial results in Q3, please look at the Q3 Interim Report for more details. So Q3, it's been a really busy quarter for us with some major breakthroughs on product development. And as you probably know, the last year we've been focusing a lot on product specifications and doing simulations, really confirming that what we believe we can do, we can actually achieve. And now I'm very happy that we are starting the production of a prototype. So we're really moving into an implementation phase in the company. And if I look at some of the activities during Q3 and some of the highlights of that, yes, a lot of focus has been spent on the BlincVision scanner prototype. And as you may know, this is one of 3 components in our product, BlincVision. And I'm also very proud that we signed a partnership with the Swedish company Prevas to produce this prototype. Prevas is a well-known engineering company in Sweden, been around since 1985, have 850 employees, and is also a listed company. In our area, laser, they also done a lot of work, and they have delivered engineering projects for the defense industry and other sectors. So I feel very comfortable that they can deliver the prototype as we set out. And they also have good lab facilities, and we have as well. So we can really work in parallel to progress this product. And one important part for this prototype and working with a laser in the automotive sector is to have it eye safe. So I'm very proud that this product also, the prototype, is eye safe. And so that's about the prototype production. Myself, I also spent a lot of time in Q3 being out having industry meetings. I've been meeting up with customers, OEM, automotive companies, and also tier 1 suppliers, both large tier 1 suppliers, but also niche tier 1 suppliers for the ADAS segment. And the feedback I got from them is that they really see that BlincVision fill a gap in the market that other solutions cannot deliver today. So what they say, Magnus, hey, as soon as you have something ready, please give us a call and we would like to test it. So I think this is really good, making all these connections now. So when we have something ready, we can really get it out in the market quickly. We continue to talk about the industry as well. I'll also be meeting industry associations. We are already partners of many today, but I think it's really important that we are attending all the conferences and things together to them, so we can show the market that Terranet and BlincVision exists. And actually already in Q3, I've been able to attend quite many conferences and summits, both in Sweden and abroad. And also, if we listen to what's been said in these conferences, ADAS get actually good attention and good time of these conferences. And why? ADAS market is actually predicted to grow 150% from 2020 to 2025. And in terms of revenue, it has the third largest projected growth in the automotive sector. A lot of focus being put into ADAS. So that's really good for us. And also in terms of autonomous, you hear a lot of media about the autonomous, but there is a lot of things happening in autonomous. And surely many focusing on ADAS, but also ADAS will actually now, when we go to level 2, level 3, level 4, and then level 5, it is autonomous. So the whole ADAS investment is actually progressing autonomous as well. So good potential for us. The last part I want to mention in terms of Q3 is our team. As I said before, I'm really impressed with our team, and we've been able to really attract the best competence in the world to our offices in Lund, in Stuttgart. PhD people from close link to good universities. And I mean, today we have staff from US, Scotland, India, China, South Africa, and of course, Germany and Sweden. And lastly, during Q3, we also managed to recruit an expert from Argentina. So, I mean, I think we are really well equipped for the future, and we continue to grow. And you may know Lund is actually probably a world center for competence in terms of vision, embedded, and software. Many successful companies in Lund. So by saying that, we also have an ability to recruit people closely around us. So let me move on to focus areas going forward. And as I said, we are really focusing on producing the prototype. And what we will do mostly is focusing on the scanner right now to really get that out there. And the scanner we should have ready early next year. The prototype that we actually can put on vehicles. Then in parallel to that, we're working on our sensor. And then we're talking to different partners on how to create the prototype for the sensor. And we're also evaluating different paths there to get the product out to the market as quickly as possible. And last but not least, the computing module and the software, the last part of BlincVision. We are progressing that as well, working on the object perception stack and the AI parts of that. And we will have that ready at the same time as other components. And what we recently also done is expand our lab in Lund. So we actually have a lab where we can test the product to its full range. So that's very important. And also in our office in Stuttgart, we have a demo center. So, and as you may know, Germany has many OEM automotive manufacturers, which we are talking to. And being located in Stuttgart, it's very convenient to show the product. So now I would like to hand over to our CTO, Nihat, for some updates on the product development.
Thank you, Magnus. Hello, everybody. My name is Nihat Küçük. I'm the CTO of Terranet and responsible for technology and product development. I'm going to spend a few minutes giving you an update on our engineering and development work. I'll also give you a quick summary on what BlincVision is and the differentiation to other sensor technologies. So on the first slide, as you heard, our BlincVision road safety system consists of three main components. You know, the scanner, the emitter, basically, the sensor, and our compute unit. Today, I'll give you an update where we are regarding the development of our scanning unit. The first prototype of our scanner is being developed in a joint development program together with our highly skilled partner, Prevas. Magnus already mentioned that. Our prototype will even now support multiple laser beams and include all the required optical elements like lenses, micro mirrors, and the electronics to drive the whole unit. The focus of the first prototype is to achieve, let's say, a high optical accuracy and precise mechanical alignment of the components, which is very important. It's crucial for the product's final performance and objectives. The prototype will use currently 5 near-infrared laser beams to scan the field in front of the vehicle. The scanner unit will run at a high frequency and high line density in order to achieve a very high resolution image. BlincVision is designed to detect objects in the size, let's say, of a football at a distance of 30 meters at least. 30 meters is roughly the distance a car needs to make a full stop when it runs at 70 kilometers an hour. This is why we have to see 30 meters, and we're going to see 30 meters. Once the functional prototype has been completed, we will mount the scanners on a test vehicle and perform further testings running in a real environment. That is going to be the next step. And that is exactly the time when we are going to start intensifying our cooperation and talks with strong tier 1 suppliers. Next to the 30 plus meters, we put a high priority on achieving laser eye safety, class 1 eye safety, of course, according to international standards. On the next 2 slides, I would like to briefly explain the difference between BlincVision and LiDAR sensors, also camera sensors, quickly, because it's important to know the strength or weakness of these different systems. BlincVision is not based on the time of flight principle, which is a method to measure the time taken by a laser to travel to an object and back. All LiDAR generation based on time of flight measurements. However, they perform this in different ways. This is why you see many different LiDAR technologies out there. But the basic principle is time of flight. You need to be very careful when you look at the product features companies put on their slides, because usually they emphasize the strength but not the disadvantages of those different systems. So how does BlincVision see the world? BlincVision continuously scans the field of view in front of a vehicle using 2 or more vision sensors and 2 or more emitters. Each module emits multiple laser beams, currently 5, which are then reflected by a target and then detected by our cameras inside each module. By using at least 2 modules, we can calculate depth and exactly precise position of the object. BlinkVision calculates the exact position by the principle of stereo vision, by capturing and rebuilding the reflected light trajectories that we see on the sensor. This results in the shape and exact precise position and motion of those objects, which becomes then in the end our 4D voxel. The high-speed event sensors that we use, they correspond more or less to about 10 million frames per second, if you would like to compare it with frame-based cameras. And they are tailored to see motion, which cameras are not. So our event sensors are basically blind to static, but see anything that moves within a few milliseconds. So by design, BlinkVision separates the scanner from the receiving part that actually creates the images. So these 2 modules are not connected to each other, in contrast to time-of-flight systems, which means it eliminates interfaces by design. So we won't have any interferences if you would have BlinkVision systems installed on vehicles that are next to each other, let's say at a traffic junction. However, LiDAR is of course made to navigate through roads. BlinkVision is made to see movement. LiDAR produces lots of amounts of data, so-called point clouds that need to be processed by a very powerful onboard computing unit. Compared to that, BlinkVision only delivers less data, but high-level data that has all relevant information that the system needs in order to detect objects in front of it. So it is superior in terms of motion detection. Of course, it requires different hardware, and it's a very big challenge for us to develop these 3 components, and that is still, a few months ahead of us. On the next slide, we don't believe that there is the or one sensor for all challenges we face in autonomous driving or road safety. We would be stupid not to use all sensors that physics provides us today. We need to intelligently combine and fuse all of them to a kind of superior meta sensor. We all know very well a debated innovator who strongly believes that you don't need more than an ordinary color camera to maneuver a vehicle safely through streets. Considering that you can turn night into day using cameras only. The cameras weren't designed to measure depth. Cameras need good contrast to see something at all, on the roads. Cameras deliver only a few frames per second while producing enormous amounts of data. Then not using other sensors seems a bit stupid or stubborn. So we believe we need radar systems to see anything at all in fog, right? Heavy rain or snowfall, we need LiDAR to navigate vehicles on roads accurately, and we need BlinkVision to detect vulnerable road users fast enough, without any blur, any doubts, to avoid every single collision with human beings. Thank you.
So to summarize this, BlinkVision will save more lives. We do believe that we can actually detect objects 10 times faster and with more higher accuracy than any other ADAS solutions on the market today. And if you think about urban city environment where you have a kid running out between 2 parked vehicles, then BlinkVision will be really perfect. And actually, I mean, if you drive in 70 kilometers per hour, you could reduce your braking distance by 6 meters, and that's a lot. So please stay up to date with us. Subscribe to our press release and news updates on our website. Follow us on social media, especially LinkedIn. And if you have any questions at all, please email us on investorrelations@terranet.se. So thank you for tuning in today and taking the time to listen to this webcast, and please keep in touch.